Hi everyone, here is AhkTaar and welcome back on my YouTube channel. This video is gonna be special. It is gonna be a very long video because in this one I'm gonna detail everything you have to know about the Tower of Marks. Because as you can see right here, if I push myself, I finished all the Tower of Marks on my account. And so I know what I'm gonna talk about. Here I'm gonna detail all the 4 Tower of Marks, detail the heroes you have to use in it, what heroes are useless, what heroes are great, what heroes are mandatory in all these 4 Tower of Marks. So first of all, there are basic things you need in the Tower of Marks. You are gonna need some DPS, you are gonna need some support. Okay, this is the classic thing, but you are gonna need some buff removers, and you don't have a lot of buff removers for free in all towers. I'm gonna begin with the red mark tower. First of all, let's have a look to the gallery. It's more important because if you click on this icon, you can filter and find all the heroes you need. So, epic, legendary, mythic, red mark heroes now. So, in here, first of all, for all the Tower of Marks, you want to find the heroes that can remove the shield, because otherwise, without it, you are gonna be stuck maybe on Tower 20, 24, 28 to remove the shield of the boss. Because if you don't remove the shield of the boss, you cannot inflict debuffs on him, and you cannot deal damage to him. So, the heroes you can use in here, first of all, you don't have any epic heroes in the Red Mark Tower that can remove the shield. This is really important. Some of you may think that Ruin can do it. No, he cannot do it because Ruin only removes attribute buffs, but the shield is not an attribute buff. So it's not gonna work. So let's talk about the heroes that can remove the shield. First of all, you have Brynhild. She is a mythic hero, so not really accessible, and I clearly don't recommend you to take her as the first pick or the second pick because she will lack some damage. She will be interesting, but she will require a huge stuff on her in order to shine in the arena with her direct damage. She can remove buffs, she can hypnotize enemies, but after that she is not that great. You have better choices at the beginning if you plan to take a mythic hero first. So you cannot have heroes in here, you have only legendary heroes that can remove shields. The first one is Thanatos. Thanatos doesn't require any exclusive to remove the shield with this skill, and also he can lower the shielded effect of the boss by 40%, and that can help a lot. Then you have Carried. Carried can remove the shield using the second ability right here, so if you have him full skilled up, you have a 3 turns cooldown on this skill, so this is pretty nice. Then you have Timmy. With the first exclusive, he can remove the shield using this skill right here, but you need an exclusive, so it's kinda bad. And then some of you may think that you can remove the shield with Weasley, because if you read her ultimate, it says that she can remove 1 random buff when it reduces the target's attack successfully. But when the boss has the shield, you cannot reduce his attack, so you can't remove buffs, you can't remove the shield with that, so it's not gonna work. And did I miss someone? I don't think so. So one thing I did for myself, I had Carried, I passed stage 24 with Carried. No, I didn't have Carried on the stage 24. I had Lucifer, but I was dealing enough damage to hit through the shield with him only. Then I had Carried for the floor 28. I had him awaken 3 and full skilled up, but then I regressed him once I had the 3 stars on this stage, because the shield removers on Red Mark Tower are not that great in other contents in the game, so you don't want to use them after this content. And after that, I never used another shield remover in this Tower of Mark. So let me show you some kind of gameplay here. I just want to use both of them to show you the potential of Lucifer. Once you have him exclusive too, and with Catherine, you can destroy the shield if you have enough stats on your Lucifer. Here, it is just a showcase. I don't mean that you should use only these two heroes in order to beat the boss, okay? And also I have huge offensive stats on my Lucifer because he is full exclusives, and I have many stats in the talents and sanctuary. You want to use these two heroes and take other damage dealers, so you will be able to damage the boss. Look at the damage I can deal with only my Lucifer. In this tower you can have all the direct damage, and so you can end up destroying the shield with direct damage on the stage 24. On the stage 28 you need a shield remover, otherwise it's not gonna work. But once you have the second exclusive on Lucifer, he deals more damage on the basic attack, and when you use him with Catherine, thanks to the counter attacks, you can deal more damage. Also, if you have another hero such as Verto, for example, to increase the attack of your Lucifer, it's gonna be better. So that was all for that. Now let me talk about something else. You have a boss that can heal himself, and in order to beat him, don't use AoE attacks if you don't have a Silver Wand to apply on the boss. You have some heroes to apply a Silver Wand. You can use Justy to apply a Silver Wand, but he is clearly not a great hero to bring in the Tower of Mark and in any other content in the game. Maybe against Gwyneth, but then don't use him. You have Megan. She can inflict one, so she is decent here. You have... is it all? Yeah, you don't have many heroes to inflict a Silver Wand. You have Maguire. He is decent because he can provide a shield on your heroes and provoke enemies and inflict the Silver Wand. So this guy is great on the Tower of Mark if you want to lower the heal of the boss and against Gwyneth. But otherwise, I recommend you to use only a single target DPS. You can use every single target DPS. Maybe you can use Huff if you use Lucifer or other direct damage dealer, because he can lower the defense and the tenacity by 40%, 60%, which is huge, and also he can inflict some HP burnings in AoE. And using this for waves and against other bosses is great. I cleared stage 30 with Hoff, Sigmund, Catherine, Wim and Lucifer, so he is a great hero. You can use Luz with Verto, so you will have more attack on him, more attack on Lucifer. If you also have Lucifer, it will do the job. Oh, I forgot to mention one hero that can remove shield. You have Horus, but you need 3 exclusives on him, otherwise it won't work. So in this Tower of Mark, Vera is not great, Wim is great, Reese can be great early on early stages, Breathe Heal is great to remove shield, and yeah, then it's pretty all for this faction. Catherine is mandatory. Sigmund is one of the best heroes to bring in here because he can apply a ton of HP burnings and he is tanky enough, he can provide a shield, so he is great in here. Luz is great if you use him with an attack buffer. If you use him with AhkTaar, maybe it's gonna be a huge combo. I should try it in the future. He would be great for the faction too. But if you don't have AhkTaar, maybe you can use him with Huff and Verto, then it's gonna be huge. Verto is great for this Tower of Mark because he can increase the attack of your heroes by 40%. With this buff, he can increase the effect hit of your heroes up to 44% passively if they have an attack buff when he is exclusive 3. Otherwise, he will bring a 22% effect hit buff on your heroes with no buff on them, so it's great. And he can lower the crit rate of enemies, so you will have more survivability on the Tower of Mark. And this is a huge, awesome buff. And he can lower the effect hit, so it can help a bit. Then Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Luz is gonna deal a crazy amount of damage because he deals damage based on his attack and then extra damage based on the target's max HP. He has some leech and higher damage coefficient on his ultimate, especially if you have exclusive 2. He can lower the defense. You don't need effect hit on him in order to lower the defense. He is a great hero to have in here if you have attack buffs and defense and tenacity down on enemies. Then Ruin is not a great hero to bring in here. Aztec can, yeah, it's funny because Aztec can help to lower the speed of the boss, but you have better options in here. He won't do anything else. Horus can be interesting, single target if you have AhkTaar to lower the defense, tenacity and increase the attack, otherwise he is useless. Elbeck is a great hero to support your team. He has a lot of HP, deal a lot of damage based on his own HP. If you have some crit rate, crit damage on him, and also he can apply a shield to your heroes and protect your allies if you have his first exclusive, so he can be a great hero to support your heroes. Sana lack damage. She is not great here. Same for Tifia. Megan is great if you have at least the first exclusive. She becomes better with the second one, but she can be really nice in a direct damage team if you have a Verto, at least a Verto Hoff or AhkTaar. Sylvan can be interesting, but you have better options here. If you have women Catherine is gonna be way better than him. Gru can be interesting to share some damage of your heroes. And if you have 3 exclusives on him, he can be great to increase the HP of your heroes by 25%, and he heals a lot, so he can be interesting here. Then you have Lucifer. Lucifer is one of the best direct damage in the game, or the best direct damage in the game. He can be great in this tower if you are using Verto, at least to increase his attack, and Huff to lower the defense. Otherwise, he will lack damage. Even with high stats, he is gonna lack damage against the boss wave. You can use Elena. She's gonna provide a lot of bleed in AoE. She is a great hero to have in this faction, in this Tower of Mark. Especially if you are using some heroes such as Verto to increase her effect hit and her attack. It is gonna be a great combo. So yeah, she is a great here. Olga, don't use her, she is not that great. Lily can help if you are lucky enough to have copies of her. She will provide a lot of crit rate, crit damage, and increase the duration of attribute buffs and heal a bit, provide a shield. She can be interesting in this Tower of Mark. AhkTaar is one of the best hero to bring if you are going with direct damage in this team, in this tower. He brings everything you need. Defense down, tenacity down, attack buff, awesome. And also he can control waves, and this is pretty huge. Thanatos can help if you have, like other direct damage, some attack buff, defense down, tenacity down. Gramdy is a great hero to have here. Yeah, trust me, he is great because passively he can lower the speed of the boss, and he can control waves, so you can control Catherine on the last stage, which is pretty nice. And also he can inflict more damage to targets with speed reduction on them with a basic attack. He will deal some damage based on the target's max HP, so normally he can deal a lot of damage, especially if he has the counter attack of Catherine. I'm pretty sure that on the boss he can deal a decent amount of damage using the basic attack. So he is a great hero to have here. But you should better use Rumble instead, because Rumble can inflict a speed down 40% in AoE, which is better than the speed reduction by 20% of Gramdy. And you have more controls on his skills. So this one can be interesting for the boss wave. Mae can be really nice in here because she is decent as a damage dealer. She can control waves, lower the resistance in AoE, but also she can lower the attack in AoE by 40%, which is huge. It's gonna help you a lot against the boss. Then you have Asindo. Asindo can help to control enemies, to lower the turn meter of enemies, and to control Catherine on the last stage. She can help a lot. Karid is useless, clearly useless. Guna useless. Maguire can help, as I said at the beginning. AhkTaar can help, but she lacks damage. Even with a lot of defensive debuffs, etc., she's gonna lack damage. Or maybe if you have a Gru exclusive 3, you will increase her HP, so she will be better. But otherwise, she lacks damage. Then you have Lukia. Let me push myself. Then you have Lukia. One of the best direct damage hero in the game after Lucifer and Bleeder in the game also. She will deal a lot of damage to the boss, but that means you have to kill Catherine first. And she doesn't deal damage in AoE if I'm not mistaken. Aisha is not a great direct damage dealer, so forget about her. Timmy is one of the best support to have in this tower because he can lower the attack and the crit rate by 40% and 50% crit rate down on the enemy, 40% speed reduction with the basic attack. It's the best thing you can have to beat the boss of stage 30 in the tower. He is great, and also he provides consolidation 1 at the beginning of the wave for 2 turns on your allies, and he reduces the crit damage taken by your allies by 18% during all the fight. He is a great support, really an awesome support. Then you have Mu, not a great hero. You have Magis, not a great support. You have Weasley, who can help a lot. She can reduce the attack of the boss by 40%. She can lower his resistance by 50%. Increase your crit rate, your speed, and lower the speed by 20%. One of the best support to have in this tower. So you can use her. Also, she is great in the Faction Abyss. Then you have Muller, not a great hero, and you have Anna. She can be interesting if you use someone else, another burner hero, but in this mark, I'm not sure that you have a lot of great burner heroes. You have, you can use her with Mu or Guna, but I'm pretty sure that it is not gonna do the job. So that was all for the details. Now let me run the fight and see what can work on the final stage. This is my red mark team, so I have almost only direct damage and Sigmund to apply some extra HP burnings in AoE. You can replace some things in here. If you don't have Lucifer, you can use Megan instead. Where is my Megan? Oh, I already have Megan in here. You can use Luz if you have him. You can use her. You can use AhkTaar for sure. You can use Thanatos. You can use Horus instead. Tifia. Every single direct damage dealer, you can use them with AhkTaar. You can also use Gramdi. You have many choices with this team. You can replace AhkTaar if you don't have him. You can replace him by Huff. You can use this instead. It's gonna work. I used personally this team to clear it for the first time. You can use this. It's probably gonna work. You can use Besmoke instead. You have many possibilities in here to clear this stage. You just have to remember to use attack buffs and defense down, tenacity down if you can, if you want to use direct damage dealers. Or you are gonna need some HP burnings or bleeders such as Elena if you have an attack buff such as Verto or AhkTaar. So enough talk, let's run the fight in auto and see how it works. So you are gonna see that this team is pretty solid. But I have 2 mythic heroes. But it's still gonna work if you replace one of them. If you replace Lucifer with another direct damage dealer, it's still gonna work. AhkTaar is great for this content, because he can control really easy, he can lower all the defense, increase your attack and deal high damage. So he is pretty nice. So the Red Mark Tower is one of the easiest in the game because you have Catherine inside in this Tower of Mark. You have Sigmund, which is a great hero. You have Huff. You have many options on this Tower of Mark. But the hardest thing in here is to have a shield remover. So as you can see, the boss is taking a lot of damage. I lost my AhkTaar, but it is still gonna work normally. Okay, Serena is dead, and AhkTaar can revive when you kill enemies, and the boss revived Catherine and Serena, so AhkTaar can come back to life. It is pretty nice, pretty nice. So the run is in auto. So sometimes it works. I think it's gonna work, but I'm not sure about it. So as you can see, the boss is gonna die, so I'm not gonna finish it because at the moment I'm farming another tower, but as you just saw, it can work with this. Pretty solid. This kind of team is great in here. If you do it in manual, even with less heroes, not that, but something else, you are gonna manage to beat the boss. So that was all for the red mark tower. Let's begin with the blue one. So in this one, I'm gonna talk about the same as before, but first of all, let me show you the team I used in order to beat this stage. I used Luff, but I regressed him and I fed him after that. So I can't show you here, but I have Luff and these heroes. 3 exclusives on Queenland. It was a bit, it was mandatory because otherwise he wouldn't inflict that much HP burnings on the boss. So let me show you the heroes in this tower. Gallery. This icon, Epic, Legend, Mythic, blue ones. So first of all, you want heroes to remove shield. The first one you want to use is for free. You have an epic hero, you have Norma, and I used her for the stage 24 and 28. She can remove the shield. She is a great unit with a basic attack. 40% chance is not that much, but it can work. If you have enough damage behind that, you can manage to get the 3 stars on the shield boss. Then, as an epic hero, you have Frey. He is a direct damage dealer, but if you use him with Bizidon, for example, you can boost his damage, and he is gonna kill the boss through the shield. The higher the power of the shield, the higher his damage, and he hits through the shield. And he is a great hero to bring in here. You can kill the boss at 24 using him only, and I'm pretty sure that you can deal a lot of damage and maybe kill the boss on stage 28 using him. He is a great hero against the shield. Then you don't have other epic heroes. You will need maybe her to remove shield, and also she can lower the speed by 40%, so it is a great hero to do that. You can use let me check. You can use Nazakma to remove the shield. He can remove it with the ultimate, but he's gonna have a lot of cooldowns. So it's not super optimal, but still he can do the job. And then that's pretty all. You have anything else to remove the buffs? So you have to do the job with these heroes. So then, as always, you're gonna need some heroes to provide the best defensive buffs as you can for this tower. It's really important, and you have not that much heroes. First of all, an epic one of the best you can bring in this tower is Maya. She can heal a lot and provide a consolidation one on your heroes, and this is super important. But I think she can provide it only on one target, so she can help, but maybe here Teru is gonna be better. He can provide all allies the consolidation one. He is a bit selfish once he is exclusive 1 because he provides consolidation 2 and shield only on himself, but still he can provide some heals, intertwine, so control enemies, and he becomes decent in here. If you have him, you can use him. You can use Nazil, but I'm pretty sure it won't work on stage 30, but until that stage, he can help to protect your allies and to control waves. He can heal a bit also, so he can help. Then as a support you can use Guhana. Really important to use her because she can lower the speed of the boss, which is pretty needed for the stage 30, and increase the speed of your heroes. She increases the attack of your heroes, cleans some dots if you have the first exclusive, increase the turn meter, heal. She is pretty nice in here, and also she can inflict inferior save 1, and that can help. Norma is not that great to heal your heroes. You can use Elsa if you have her. She provides a shield, she heals a lot, she can help a lot. If you have Tuck, use Tuck, one of the best heroes in here, especially if you use HP burnings such as Quinlan or Luff, as I did. He can provide an HP buff on your heroes 25%, so he is great. And you can use, you can freeze enemies using this skill. If you have the first exclusive on him, use this. It is gonna be great. Shield, 40% shield on your heroes, so he can help a lot. And then you can use Dustin. I used him because he can lower the attack of the enemy by 20% in single target. Heal your heroes, apply a shield. Cleans one control attribute, control effect on 2 heroes at the beginning of his turn. Lower the effect hit of enemies. He can be a great hero to bring in here. And he is an epic one. And then let's have a look to other heroes. If you want to go with bleeders, I'm not sure that you can clear all the stages with only bleeders. I mean, you have Natalie to inflict some AoE bleeds. She can be interesting if you have the first exclusive. So she can, with this skill, have some chance to reduce the duration of the bleeds on the target. So if you have it, first exclusive, it can help. And maybe you can beat the boss stage 30 using her. But it's gonna take a bit of time. And if you want to use her, probably you are gonna need another bleeder, such as AhkTaar or Hizaro. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard to beat the stage 30. And you will need someone to buff your attack, but I'm not sure that you can have one. You can use her in order to increase your attack by 20%. It's not a huge, to be honest, it's not a huge buff. And I don't think that you have other better buffs, attack buffs on this mark. You have Guhana. If you have Guhana, it's gonna be great with daughters. So Guhana, Natalie, exclusive 1, and AhkTaar or Hizaro can do the job. Maybe, but I'm not sure. It's theoretical. If you have Quinlan Luff is a great combo. You are gonna deal a crazy amount of damage with that, especially if you have some exclusive on Quinlan. It's the hardest tower in the game. You can use Nita if you have her, and probably it's a great mythic hero to take as a first pick, because at the moment she is great in the PvP, one of the best combo to destroy Nicholas exclusive 3 teams. She is great in the Sunset Sages faction and in dungeon. She is great everywhere. So if you have her, you can use a poison team using her and maybe Stan. Yes, Stan, he inflicts a lot of poisons and deals some damage based on his defense. Poison damage based on his defense. He can silence, so control Catherine on the last stage. He increases his own defense, so his own poison damage. He can be really nice here. But you can use also Turf with Nita. Self-counter attack, poison, deep poisoning. He can help a lot to deal damage with poisons. I'm pretty sure that it can work using Turf, Teru, Nita, Tuck, and Guhana. Maybe it's gonna work. It's theoretical because I don't have it on my account to test it, but it's probably gonna work. And then you have other heroes. This hero is not useful here. This one is useless. Christian useless. Bakins useless. Yoko 2. Lutz is useless. She is useless, Dale is useless, Margarita can help in early stages, but then she becomes useless, lack of damage. Jennifer is useless. She can help, and his arrow can help against the boss that heals a lot thanks to her severe wound if you have only AoE attack damage dealers. Otherwise, she is useless here. Dario is useless. Bizedon can help if you go with direct damage, but probably on the stage 30 and 29 he's gonna be useless. Sinton is useless. Eric can help with a burner team, but you don't have a lot of burners here. If you want to use him, maybe use him with back-ins, but you don't have any counter attack and any pursuits, so it's gonna be hard using it. Then you have Mori is useless. Lomas can help in a bleed team, but he will lack some damage. Daisy can help in a direct damage team, but you don't have many great direct damage dealers in here, so she is useless. Vero is useless. Gilliman is great to remove buffs and lower the speed and deal some direct damage, but so maybe you can use her Gilliman with Daisy, I don't know. Valentine is useless, lack of damage. And finally, this one is useless too. So that was all for this Tower of Mark. Now let's jump into the next one. The green one, if you have the right heroes, is gonna be super easy. Here, this is the team I used in order to clear this content. I have Ben Austin, but if you don't have Ben Austin, you can replace him by Kultum, for example, to get extra turns on Hezonja, more protections, and more damage. It's gonna be great. If you don't have all these heroes, if you have Ben Austin, you can replace, if you don't have Elik, you can replace him by Vedar. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna do the job. More shields, Consolidation 1, it can help a lot. You can also use this hero in order to provide the Immortal, and it can help a lot. You can use Kultum here, you can use other heroes. Let me check. You can use Aylat, Aylat, to provide the defense buff 60%, resistance to debuffs, provoke. It can help a lot against Catherine on the last stage. It can be really interesting. Then let me check the gallery for the green mark heroes. On this one, so Hezonja is the best pick you can have for this Tower of Mark. He is awesome in all content in the game. He deals a crazy amount of damage by himself. So if you have Hezonja, it's your best ally to pick in this tower. You want to have heroes to remove shields. You can use Greta. Greta can remove shield with her ultimate every 4 turns. It's a lot, but she deals a lot of damage. She can help a lot. But not the best pick in order to remove shield. Ben Austin can remove shield, and once he is exclusive 3, you can use his ultimate every turn, so on the boss you can remove the shield every turn. So he is great in here. Then you have Shielder, who can remove the shield. He is interesting. You have Mamuk now, he can also remove shields, so he is pretty interesting. You have Seol, he can also remove the shield, and he is an epic hero, but a limited one. So if you didn't have him before, you cannot have him now. You can use Elik once you have the second exclusive to remove shield. Every turn, he is gonna remove the shield of the boss. Pretty nice. Then let's talk about the support. The best support to have in here is Elik for sure. Consolidation 2, defense up 60%, tenacity up 60%. Great. Then you can use Vedar, Consolidation 1, shields and stun. Pretty nice. Immortal on Seol. Pretty nice too. Space is awesome. Increase your turn meter, boost your speed, lower the speed by 40%, heal, lower the turn meter, great in here. Then you have also Fiona, who can help a lot. She can heal, cleanse, stun in AoE. She can revive, and she's great. You can use Kaido. Yeah, Kaido is great. He can stun in AoE. He can increase the healed effect, shielded effect, resistance of your allies by a high amount, 18%, 20% I think, something like this. He can provide a shield and a heal. And yeah, he is a great hero, a great support to have in here. You have Nordak. If you have him, use him. He is awesome in here to provide a damage immunity, a shield, increase your HP, and so deal more damage. You can use Focus, one of the best heroes to have in here. Immortal, turn meter, extra turn to your hero, cooldown reduction. Awesome. Lower the attack of the boss also, so he is pretty nice. You can use... then you can use a poison. You can use Sinov. Great to lower the speed in AoE, 40% speed reduction, shield, heal, increase the turn meter. She is pretty nice in here. Otherwise, you can use a poison team. Maybe with Walter, if you have exclusive on him, he's gonna deal a lot of damage. You can use him with Melissa because she can trigger poisons, and if you use both of them, it's gonna deal a lot of damage. She can inflict a lot of poisons, have a poison damage increased passively, and she can trigger poisons up to 6 layers on 3 enemies at once. So she is a great hero, and also she has a decent amount of chance to apply a poison on the basic attack. Great hero, great poisoner. You can use her with a Focus. You can do the job with Focus, I'm pretty sure of it. And Walter, same for him. You can use Tap in order to inflict deep poison on enemies, more poisons, heal, cleanse if you have the first cleanse, and reset the duration of dots if you have the first exclusive on him. So it's great. As a poison team, you can use also him to trigger the poisons, to heal and increase the poison damage on your team. You can use Mavka in a poison team to increase the poison damage, reset the duration of poisons, and heal, cleanse. She's gonna be great. So that's all for the poison team. Then you can use direct damage is gonna be difficult in here because I don't think that you have heroes that can lower the defense and the tenacity of enemies, so it's gonna be hard with direct damage. But if you want to go with direct damage, you can use Slivel to increase your attack by 40%. She is also gonna work with your poison damage to increase your poison damage. She is pretty nice. Then direct damage, you can use Maeve to reduce the speed of the boss with her unique debuff, but she's gonna lack some damage. Then the best thing I recommend in here is Hezonja, Ben Austin, Focus. This trio is gonna deal a huge amount of damage. And then Eric for the buffs. This is the best thing I recommend to use, and Space. Yeah, if you don't have a Zonja, you can use Creon instead. Lot of HP burnings, and if you use him with Ben Austin and Focus, you will inflict a lot of HP burnings in AoE, and if you have also Eric and all the best buffs in the game on this tower, then you can survive a lot and kill them easy. So now let me show you the team I used. So this is the team I used. Let me take... where is my green mark? Green tower. This is my green tower, so let's run the fight. It's a full auto, and you are gonna see that these heroes combo super well. So I'm not using a lot of skills on the first wave in order to keep my cooldowns for the next one. You have the details in another video on my YouTube channel, if you're curious about it, to have the details of the smart casting and the stats of my heroes. I didn't show you my team on the blue mark tower because I regressed my love, so it's gonna be difficult to show it to you, and I can't do it in auto, so it's not gonna work. Normally Sinton die faster than that earlier, but it's okay. I'm still alive. So lower the speed, buff my heroes so I can tank. And then enemies are gonna die fast thanks to Hezonja and his crazy amount of damage. Ben Austin helps a lot in order to apply more HP burnings on enemies. Okay, only the boss remaining, full cooldowns, and now he is taking a lot of damage. He resisted all the speed reduction for now. It's a bit bad, but at least my Sinoph can apply one with the basic attack, so it can help a lot. Okay, resisted another speed reduction 40%. More damage, only the boss remain. And now he's gonna die. So yeah, this team is, the Green Mark Tower is one of the easiest one if you have Hezonja with all exclusives. And I finished it, so I don't have any key remaining. So now I'm gonna show you the Force Mark Tower, but I won't be able to show you the run. That is super smart. So this is the team I used to clear it for the first time. I didn't have Pauline, I used Liz. I used this team in order to clear this content. You have some options in here to deal with this stage. Here I'm gonna detail the heroes. Okay, Epic, Legend, Mythic Heroes, Force Mark Tower. Also, you have something special in here. You have an elite hero, this one. You can use her on the stage 24 and 28 maybe, if you have someone to revive her, because she can remove the shield using the basic attack. So she can be great, and she is a 3-star hero, so she can help a lot. Then on the Force Mark, you have a great DPS and great support. First of all, let's talk about the support heroes. The one that can remove the shields. You have the elite one. You have Alahan, great support. He can heal a lot, and he can stun enemies and remove buffs with the basic attack. So he is the best hero to have in this tower. So you have Alahan. Then you have Slagdo if you have the first exclusive. First exclusive, he can remove all the buffs with the second skill here in AoE. Without it, he will remove only attribute buffs, and the shield is not an attribute buff, so it's not gonna work. You can use Gunner, he can remove shields, so he is great, and inflicts HP burnings and burns, so he is great in here. Elena is great, she heals a lot, remove buffs. If you have the first exclusive on her, it's gonna be great because she can lower the speed by 40% in AoE. She is great, she lowers the crit damage you are gonna take, so great hero to have in here. Then you can use Melchior if you have him, he's a decent mythic hero, he can remove shields. That's all for the shield removers. Now let's talk about the support. The best one are in Dragon Tribe. You have Nicholas. If you have him, you are lucky enough. He is the best support in the game, and he is in the Force Mark Tower. He can provide a shield, lower the resistance by 50% with the basic attack, increase all your damage passively, especially if you have 3 exclusives on him. It is really broken. Your heroes, all your heroes will have 2 lives. Great, great, great. He can control enemies, freeze them, heal if you have the second exclusive, lower the speed by 40% in AoE without exclusives. He is great. Then you have Pauline, another limited hero, given for free during the Chinese New Year, but we are not gonna have him soon again. He can increase your HP by 50%, so you are gonna be more tanky, and deal more HP burning damage. He can steal your heroes, cleanse, he can increase your turn meter if you got control, he can provide defense buff 60% and tenacity buff 60%, remove buffs with the basic attack, so he is awesome in here. The best support to have in this Tower of Mark. Then you can use, I'm not sure that Sully is gonna be great. He can make some heroes pursue the target, the heroes with the highest amount of attack in your team. He can protect, but then he is not a great hero, a great support. Reliant is not that great. He can provide a speed reduction on the boss, a speed buff on your heroes, it can help. Pacino can provide a shield, increase your speed and attack. But after that, it's not a great hero to have in here. I forgot to mention that also AhkTaar can help to remove the shield. She is a great bleeder, and she can inflict severe wound and remove all the buffs with the second skill in single targets, so she can help a lot. You have Luna as a great support. She can lower the attack by 40% of the target when she takes direct damage, but you need effect hit in order to apply this reduction. She can increase the turn meter of your allies, apply a raise to debuffs, heal, revive, buff attack 40%. She is one of the best supports to have in this Tower of Mark, especially if you use direct damage dealers. She is gonna apply 40% more attack on them, and bleeders is gonna be great. Then you have Liz, epic hero, one of the best epic hero in the game. She heals a lot, provide a shield, a big shield. She cleans. 3 debuffs, 3 dots on your heroes, apply a raise debuffs in a single target, heal more in single target, and she is pretty nice in here. You can use Fegan to provide a shield to your heroes and control enemies with the stun. He can be nice. Anton is one of the best to bring in here. Only one that can provide a consolidation in this mark. You can use him with the second exclusive to provide the consolidation. He will provide a shield, a big shield, increase his turn meter, the turn meter of your allies, heal, cleanse dots, lower the defense. He is awesome, really awesome. Then you can use Ynex to revive your heroes, increase the attack of your hero, revive with a 20% chance to let your hero stay on the battlefield after he acts, otherwise he's gonna die again. But he gives back the cooldowns, he can act immediately, and it is pretty interesting, but you are not gonna have all the stars using him. He can provide a continuous heal, but that's pretty all. He is not a great support. You can use Gerina. She is great because she can heal, control enemies with an Orify if you have the first exclusive on her. She can revive multiple heroes at once if she has enough HP, because she sacrificed some HP to revive some heroes. But she is great. She is great for that. She can also bring an immortal on your heroes, which can help a lot. Then you have Eden, one of the best supports in the game, yeah, for sure, trust me. She increases her own speed by a lot over time during the fight. She heals a lot and apply continuous heals, increase the attack of your heroes by 20% and speed by 20%, lower the attack of the enemy by 20%. So yeah, you are gonna be pretty safe if you have her in your team. And she is great in the Faction Abyss too. And in dungeons, she can help a lot. Then you have Sadora. She can lower the damage taken by your allies at the beginning of the wave, but otherwise she's not gonna be great here. Then let's talk about the damage dealer. First of all, one of the best one in here is Nidroll. If you have him, use him with maybe, you can use him with some attack buffs. With Luna, it's gonna be great. He's gonna deal a lot of bleed damage in AoE and in single target. Great hero to have in here. Melchior is decent, but direct damage dealer are useless in this Tower of Mark. Lester is great early on, but in higher stages he's gonna be useless. Same for Mutu. Single target unit is not great on Tower of Mark. Hardak, same here, same for Holder, not a great hero. Zagzulu 2, Carry 2, Madalena will lack damage. This one is useless, this one is useless, this one is also useless. Zyra can help to control waves, but otherwise she is useless. Igor will lack damage and he will die, so he is useless. Rudolph is useless. This one is useless. Okmin is one of the best heroes to bring in here. He provides a lot of HP burnings damage. If you use Gunner and him, probably it's gonna be a great combo on this Tower of Mark. Then Serena is useless. This one is useless. Slagdo is useless. Instead of he can just remove shield. Ross is useless. Barry can be great if you use him with Gunner and Okmin. It can be a great burner combo. Shia is useless. This one is useless, and Melia is one of the best heroes to have in here. So the best team you can have here is probably Okmin, Melia, Pauline, Nicholas, and a healer, Luna maybe. Maybe it's gonna be the best team you can have in here. This is almost what I have at the moment. I don't have Luna, but I'm using Anton instead. Yeah, Anton. You have to use Anton. Anton, Pauline, Nicholas. 3 great supports. If you don't have one of them, you can replace them by Luna if you have her. Otherwise, it's gonna be difficult. So that was all for the video. It was a really long video. I hope you enjoyed it, that you had all the details for the Tower of Marks. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.